Hmm. Hi, family. I come back with another exciting and educational career guidance interview. If it's your first time joining us, welcome to the family. My name is Noglunga Machos, and I'll be your host on behalf of the Cebelihle Foundation. If you need any assistance with career guidance, applying to tertiary institutions, or even bursaries, you are at the right place. Be sure to contact us via email, which is leratasekilifoundation@gmail.com, or via our social media platforms, which I will leave at the end of this interview. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce today's guest speaker, who is holding a diploma in journalism and media studies. She graduated from Cebelihle College in 2015, and her career began the year before, which was 2014, where she worked as a news anchor at Ugu Youth Radio. Since then, she has worked as a TV producer and is currently at Times Live, where she writes about everything from politics to general news stories. She's here to tell us all about journalism and media studies. Please help me welcome Cebelihle Bhengu. Good afternoon, Cebelihle.
Hi, Noglunga, how are you?
I'm very good. And yourself?
I'm good, thanks. Thank you.
Well, first and foremost, thank you so much for availing yourself and taking some time off your very busy schedule to be with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, so without further ado, can you just please tell us a bit about yourself and the name of the course that you'll be talking to us about this afternoon?
Yeah, so I'm Cebelihle Bhengu, and I'm currently a reporter at Times Live, which is a digital publications. I think those who are familiar with Sunday Times will know that the daily publication, which was Times, it went digital some years ago. So that's where I am now.
Thank you so much. So on that note, as you mentioned that we talk about journalism and media, can you just please share with us what this course is about?
Yeah, so journalism is broad. Actually, it's broad. But the gist of it is that as a journalist, you report news. There are different beats in journalism. You can write about cars. There are motor reporters. There are lifestyle reporters. There are politics reporters, sports. You can do general news like myself. And lately, there is a number of journalists who are now reporting on viral topics on the internet. It's a new wave, I'd say, of journalism that we are seeing. I also do those kinds of stories just to get people talking and engaging with, the publication. So contrary to popular belief, I'd say, or maybe I should say, when I graduated some years ago, when was it? It was in 2015. I had very limited knowledge and understanding. My understanding was, as a journalist, you either work at a newspaper or in radio as an anchor or in TV as an anchor. But there's a lot of work that happens behind the scenes. You can be a producer of whatever show, you can be a writer about whatever topic. The opportunities, to be honest, are endless. I think, yeah, for example, with lifestyle, say you are passionate about fashion, you not only need to be a fashion designer, you can actually write about fashion, interview designers. It's not, journalism is not only limited to what we often see on mainstream media, which is politics. There's just so much you can do.
Quite interesting. And on that note, can you also just highlight for us the subjects that are required to study this course?
To be honest, I don't think with journalism, I don't think there's a specific, there are specific subjects you need to have. It depends on whether you qualify or not. Because in high school, I did pure maths, physics, life science. I was in that stream, and here I am now. So there is no, yeah. So what all that matters is that you qualify. And yeah, there's no specific
subjects that are
subjects
required.
you need to have, yeah. Unlike other fields like your engineering and medicine, you have to meet specific qualifications, whereas that's not the case here. I also have seen, I know a few colleagues in the industry who do not have either journalism diplomas or degrees, but maybe they have LLB or other degrees, but they, because like I said before, there's a lot of beats, that lots of beats in journalism, and so you find those kinds of people maybe being criminal court reporters because they are familiar with, yeah, the law. So there is no specific sub requirements as far as subjects are concerned.
And I always say that having subjects required to study any course is not as important as the points required. So can you just please
Yeah.
highlight for us the points, or rather the APS points required to be enrolled for this course?
Gosh, I haven't checked in a while, but I think it's 30. I think, yeah. But you have to be strong on your languages, because that's the core of journalism. You have to be an excellent communicator. You have to know your languages, whether it's isiZulu or English or isiXhosa, whatever language you will be using in your career, you must be excellent at it. And you must have, yeah, it's just more about those skills. You must be an excellent communicator, writer, reader. If you want to get into anchoring, those are the kinds of skills that are important. And there's also video journalism. So you don't do a lot of writing or talking there, but those kind of journalists, you work with video. So you capture video and you edit video, and so those are multimedia or video journalists. Yeah.
Quite interesting. And I heard you mention that there are many beats when it comes to media or journalism. And for someone who is passionate about this course but does not meet the minimum requirements, are there other alternative ways to actually studying it?
So I do know that with community radio stations and newspapers, they are often keen, I found when I was still studying, that they are often keen to take aspirant journalists under their wings, whether you are still studying or are not studying, but you're just passionate. I found that they are often keen and willing to take you under their wing, and you can start working from there and work your way up. And there are a number of institutions, universities included, that do consider work experience, even if you don't have an undergraduate qualification. Say you have a number of years, maybe 3-4 years of work experience, that does actually qualify you to earn qualification. So you don't always need to have an undergraduate qualification to get your foot at the door.
Quite interesting. And what is the duration of your course, which is the diploma in journalism and media studies?
So mine was 3 years. It depends on where you study. Mine was 3 years. I have friends who went to DUT, for example. They also did 3 years for a diploma, and you can do a BTech, which is then which takes up to 4 years. But with me, I have 3 years. I studied 3 years for my diploma. And what I attempted to do last year, thanks to COVID, this didn't materialize. So I went and I applied for an honors program, because you can get to an honors program if you have between 3 to 5 years work experience. So even if you don't have your diploma and you don't have a BTech, so your diploma and 3 to 5 years work experience qualifies you for an honors degree in some institutions, not all of them. I know for a fact that, yeah, from the one that I attempted to study at last year, but obviously COVID.
And so can you also just share with us the institutions in which the institution in which you did your course and other institutions that actually offer it?
So the institution, so there's Damlin, obviously, where I studied. There's Wits University, there's DUT, there's TUT, there's UJ. At the top of my head, there's Rhodes University, Stellenbosch University. There's quite a number of them. There is UKZN. Yeah, UKZN.
I was about to mention, how can you forget UKZN?
UKZN definitely does have media studies, but different institutions have different qualifications. Requirements.
Requirements. Yes, yes. And as someone who has completed this course, can you just tell us more about the employability of your course?
So because I prefer to speak on facts. Okay. And because I don't have stats, for example, to back up whatever claims I might make, so I will draw from my personal experience. So I started working before I graduated, and I always encourage all students to do this because you set yourself up for very high chances of employability. I started working when I was still doing my undergraduate diploma, and I worked as you've mentioned in the intro, at Ugu Youth Radio, which is in the South Coast, where there I worked as an anchor, and then I joined another community radio station where I come from, in Hammersdale. I also worked as a radio news anchor for a good year before I got an internship at ETV. So because I had already done those, and mind you, you work for free. You volunteer, because at that point you are the one who is working towards getting your foot rather at the door. So that's how I got my internship at ETV and ENCA in 2016. And from then, to be honest, I haven't had a hard time finding employment. So I always encourage, with other institutions, it's even better because they campus publications, radio stations. So participate in those kind of projects and start building your profile as early and as soon as possible. Yes. And also, I think it's even easier now because almost everyone has a cell phone. You can record a video or an interview or audio from your cell phone and document that on your blog or Facebook page, but just start where you are with what you have and just build from there. Yeah, because not a lot of people, again, because I can't speak for everyone, but I have noticed that there are people who wait until they graduate before they can look for employment, which does work for some people, but it doesn't always. So I encourage, people to just start as early as possible.
And just to add to your stats, I totally agree with you when it comes to working while you're still a student, because I actually did that. I was also part of a community radio station, and I feel as if it actually gives you experience into what you were studying. Before you even complete your degree, you actually have a taste of what you are actually
Exactly.
what you want to qualify for. So it's very helpful. Exactly. So I'm just adding to your stats.
Yeah, that's true. That's 100% correct. Also, because like I mentioned earlier, journalism is broad. When you're in university or college, you think, oh, I want to be a radio news anchor, or I want to be a TV news anchor. But once you get into the industry, you discover a whole lot of opportunities. So the earlier you start, the sooner you expose yourself to a number of options that are there. For example, when I started out, I was sure that I wanted to be a radio news anchor, and I happened to be quite good at it, to be honest. Not to blow my own horn, but I was quite good at that. And then the following year, in 2016, I got an internship at ETV, where I was a producer for a news program, and I fell in love with that. And now I'm a writer. I write for an online publication, Times Lab, and I also love that, So the earlier you start, the more options you expose yourself to, and the sooner you get to decide where you want to settle.
Oh, thank you so much. And as people, we have many choices to choose from, especially when it comes to choosing career paths. And one of your advantages is that your points allowed you to study anything that you wanted to study. So why did you choose journalism and media studies?
Oh, wow, that's a good question. For me, to be honest, it was always obvious. So in school, gosh, I feel like what I'm about to say is cliche, but it's definitely true. So, I always enjoyed writing and reading, and yeah, just communication. But obviously, when you are still in primary or high school, I had no understanding of what that meant about my career path. I really always gravitated towards writing, even in my spare time. Literally, it's English and languages is what I enjoyed most in high school. Yes, so that's where I gravitated towards. And then when I finished high school, my father wanted me to do agriculture, and he took me on a tour. Yes, I don't know how he pulled it off, but we went to UKZN in Pietermaritzburg, and he was just trying to convince me so hard to do agriculture because it's lucrative, it's in demand, high demand, you'll never be unemployed and whatnot. He gave me a number of reasons,
That
valid
were
reasons.
valid, yes.
Yeah, but now the problem was I had no passion whatsoever. So we went, and I took a tour of the campus, the residence, student res. But then a few days later, because I hadn't applied for journalism at universities, so a few days later I went to him and I said, I need money as soon as possible because I need to register for for a diploma in journalism in media. He was shocked, but there was no time to react because I had made up my mind. And I'm so glad I didn't follow that path because I don't think I would have been able to thrive. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. That was actually very motivating. And just to top up our interview, just to top up our interview for a learner that is considering taking your course, which is a diploma in journalism and media. Can you just please tell us some fun facts about your course?
um so what's fun? What's fun about journalism?
Apart
So
from
I
the fact that you're doing what you love.
yeah, I enjoy speaking to different kinds of people. You go from interviewing politicians to interviewing fashion designers to interviewing community leaders who are doing amazing things where they are, and change makers from all aspects of life. As a writer, for example, you also get to explore your versatility. So you go from writing a story on a political event, for example, to writing about maybe say a fashion show or I don't know, entertainment. So you get to explore, like I said earlier, different kinds of beats. So that's really nice because you get to also again decide where you want to settle. And then I also enjoy that with journalism, you don't always have to use your words to tell a story. You can be a multimedia journalist or video journalist, so capture video and tell stories. And yeah, basically as a video or multimedia journalist, you let the story tell itself by letting whoever you are interviewing. Yeah, so you are recording stuff, so you don't always have to use your words. I also enjoy that in a way, as much as a journalist, you deal with facts, right? That's big. Journalism is all about facts, but you also get to explore your creative side. You can be sitting at home and you think, damn, why don't I maybe research this topic and see if I can come up with a story on it? Or you could be, yeah, wherever, and you're constantly exploring ideas. It's also creative. It also nurtures your creative side in a way. Yeah. So that I think I've mentioned three so far. Those are the three at the top of my head.
Well, that was quite interesting, but we've sadly come to the end of our interview. Thank you so much to our speaker, Cebelihle Bhengu, who is holding a diploma in journalism and media studies. So, Cebelihle, before I let you go, can you just please tell us the best place for people to connect with you on social media?
I do have a Facebook account, but I haven't posted, I think, in 3 years. So, but if you DM me, I do respond because I log in every once in a while. On Instagram, my profile is private because I don't really post much work related stuff there. But I think Twitter, because even my articles have my Twitter account linked and my email. And to be honest, I'm boring like that. It would be to interact about the story I did, or if you have a story idea, you can email or tweet me, send a DM on Twitter or Facebook even. Because yeah, but I recommend Twitter. But Instagram, no, that's for me and my friends.
Okay. So thank you so much, Cebelihle. And to our viewers, you can also follow the Lerato Sakili Foundation on Instagram, and also tell your friends and tell their friends to follow us at Lerato Sakili Foundation. You can also like our page on Facebook, which is Lerato Sakili Foundation. You can also follow us on Twitter at LSFNPO. You can also follow your host, Noglunga Majozi, on Instagram as _Majozi. You can also find me on Facebook as Majozi. Thank you so much, Cebelihle, for joining us today. Thank you to everyone for watching this video. Don't forget to comment or ask any questions that you have, or even request any career guidance that you want on the comment section. And as the Lerato Sakili Foundation, we promise to attend to those comments. And be sure to like this video and share. And just a quick reminder that the Lerato Sakili Foundation has started posting twice a week, which is every Tuesday and a Friday. So don't forget to tune in next week, Tuesday and Friday, same time, same place, for another exciting career guidance interview brought to you by the Lerato Sakili Foundation. That's it from our speaker, Mr. Cebelihle Bhengu, and myself, Noglunga Majozi, on behalf of the Lerato Sakili Foundation. Goodbye.